And now it's my pleasure to welcome Boston Athletic Association CEO Tom Grilk, who joins us live. Tom, first, congratulations on a great start to this week. How did the concept for this whole virtual experience, week-long experience, come about?
It was a pretty simple one, Lisa. Normally in April on Patriots Day, we see the world come to Boston. But that couldn't happen this year because of COVID-19. So we wanted to do the best we could to take Boston to the world, put it in the hands of people out there who were planning to run, and let them dazzle us with their imagination and creativity. And they're on the way to doing that right now.
Yeah, I'm curious. So what was your response? You know, you've got almost 18,000 registered participants in this virtual experience. What did you start to hear from them when you put this out, and since?
Two things predominated. One, everyone was sad that they couldn't run the Boston Marathon and have the full experience that they're used to, with all of the hundreds of thousands of people who live here and come out and cheer for them, and 10,000 volunteers who come out to take care of them, the sights and sounds of everything, the special finish down the urban canyon of Boylston Street. But although they were saddened by that, they were very pleased and seem to remain pleased by the opportunity to have as much of that experience as they can where they live and do it the way they want. And we're doing all we can to enhance that for them. We give them an app that gives them all of those sounds as they run along, that shows them where they would be on the Boston course if they were running here on our normal course, rather than running in Seattle, or San Francisco or Lisbon or wherever they might be.
How does this experience, this necessary pivot, have the potential to sort of spread that Boston Marathon spirit to places that would not necessarily otherwise have it?
I think what will happen is, and what is already happening, is that people who live in all these places around the world where 18,000 people are running will see those runners and their supporters and wonder at first, what's going on here? And pretty quickly it will become apparent that people are running a race, and then they'll find out that it's the Boston Marathon. And with the name that the Boston Marathon carries around the world, it will pique their curiosity. And so it will, I hope and trust, bring Boston, the Boston Marathon, but the city and people of Boston as well, to the world in a way that we've never been able to do before.
Well, and we're so proud of this race and everything that it stands for. Let's talk about next year. So the registration for the 2021 race has been delayed. Give us a sense, if you can, lift the veil a bit, and tell us what's happening behind the scenes at the BAA as you look to next year.
Well, what we've done is recognize that right now nobody knows when the conditions will be sufficient to allow the Boston Marathon as we have known it to take place in any form, even with a reduced field size. So what we want to do and have initiated doing is bring together a panel of experts, medical experts from here in Boston, our medical directors, public health experts from here in Boston, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, from universities and other institutions around the world, to consider what conditions will be necessary in order to return to road racing as we have known it. And even if it isn't the full Boston Marathon in the full size that it has been, what are the mitigation factors that will allow us, at the very least, to restart, to get going? But we want to do that on the basis of the best available science and analytics possible.
Tom, the BAA's COVID relief effort, what is it and how can people support it?
Well, as we go through this Boston Marathon virtual experience week, people can look at our website and make donations to a COVID relief fund that we are managing, such that the money that's donated goes to COVID relief efforts here in Boston and around the Commonwealth. And if people make a donation, they're entered in a sweepstakes to win a Boston Marathon VIP weekend experience for two, where they would get a 3-night stay here in town for the race. They would be an official race starter out in Hopkinton. They'd get VIP finish seating and tickets to all the big events and the chance to sit in the race day announcers booth, which is fun. You and I have both done that. And the idea is to give people an opportunity to provide further help to people and institutions here that need it.
And Tom, before we go, last question. The Honorary Boston Marathon team. Tell us about that.
Well, this year, because we can't have people running on the course, we still wanted to preserve the notion of the team spirit, the spirit of resilience and community spirit that has pervaded the Boston Marathon forever, and that all of us have seen in recent years, particularly since the tragedy of 2013. So we have a team of 26 athletes, runners, comprised of just plain runners, para-athletes, Boston Marathon volunteers, military veterans, community leaders, local youth, frontline workers, and Boston Marathon champions, nominated by our staff, by our coaches, and from the official charities that are part of our charity program. And so we've been announcing those 2 a day over the past week plus. I think it may even be that some of your viewers will get to meet 1 or 2 this evening.
Indeed, they will. Tom Grilk, thank you so much for your time, and to everybody at the BAA for your creativity and your celebration of this great race. It's always nice to talk to you, Tom.
Lisa, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again out on the photo bridge.
Yes.
You belong.
Can't wait till that happens. Tom, thank you.